We enter the city through the Lion's Gate, or sometimes known as St. Stephen's Gate, the beginning of the Via Dolorosa, the Way of the Cross. As we turn into the convent of the Sisters of Zion, pilgrims pass by. The walls of this chapel in the convent incorporate one of the smaller arches and a portion of the Ecce Homo arch, the larger of the three. It is here that it is believed that Pilate presented Christ to the crowd, saying, "Behold, the man." This arch can be seen continuing across the street outside. Below the chapel is a subterranean water cistern that originally connected with the cistern in the Western Wall tunnels at the northwest corner of the Temple Mount. Just above the cistern and below the chapel, excavations have revealed a portion of the Antonio courtyard, where it is believed by many that Christ was scourged and he began his journey to Calvary. Etched into the courtyard pavement is a game called the King's Game. It is believed that the game, by the roll of the dice, would determine the fate of the prisoner. He would be given a robe and a crown, a scepter, and mocked.
All of you, you are experts. First, the width of the road. You remember the big arch?
Yes.
Probably, I'm sure, twice as long, twice as wide as this piece of road. We have to take away to demolish this wall, and we shall find again this road. Familiar?
Yep.
Familiar? For the newcomers, artificial cuts to prevent the horses from sliding while they're carrying the wagons or any other animal climbing up from the Kidron Valley.
There's the rest of the...
Hard getting through that door.
We re-enter the street, and a short distance from the convent, we enter another door, and are immediately transported from the hustle and bustle of the Arab quarter into this tranquil courtyard adjacent to the Church of St. Anne. Tradition holds that this is the maternal home of the Virgin Mary and her parents, St. Anne and Joachim. While there is no mention of this in the New Testament, it was first mentioned in the apocryphal Gospel of James in about 150 AD. This church is renowned for its acoustics. The Pool of Bethesda lies next to St. Anne's, hidden by the ruins of churches built upon it.
This is the level of Jerusalem from the time of Jesus. Wherever you are looking to the left or to the right, we are standing on the rubble that was filled up in the last 2,000 years, including the Crusader church that was built to my left not too long ago, which means like 900 years ago or so. But the road is down below us. All those walls and arches were added, but the steps are the original ones, climbing all the way to Anatolia Fortress.
Below us is the Pool of Bethesda. During the time of Christ, there was a city gate here called the Sheep Gate, because the sacrificial animals were brought here to be cleansed in the pool before being offered up upon the temple altar. Jesus performed a miracle here, healing the crippled man. We re-enter the street and continue on to the Church of the Holy Sepulcher. We're following the traditional route through the Arab and Christian quarters. I imagine this marketplace to be very much the same as it was 2,000 years ago. Shopkeepers calling out the price of their wares, the smell and aromas of the spices and savory dishes being prepared, the multitude of languages being spoken. Then I think how horrible it was for our Lord, dragging his cross through this throng of commerce, being beaten, spit upon, cursed. He was naked and on display for these ancient gawkers to witness.
ثلاثة كيلو موز ب10، 2 كيلو عنب ب10، 2 كوساية ب10.
علبة كيلو ب10، علبة كيلو ب10.
علبة كيلو ب10. علبة كيلو ب10.
علبة كيلو ب10، علبة كيلو ب10. 10
علبة ب10 كيلو. علبة كيلو ب10. كل حالته
Find out if they have it here. You don't get it in the States for $1 million.
It's beautiful.
Or those sticks are familiar to you? City of Jerusalem is divided into 4 sections. Jewish section, Muslim section, Christian section, Armenians. We entered right now the Christian section. Although some of the storekeepers here are not Christian. And in the middle of the Christian quarter, in another minute, we shall see Calvary on the sepulcher. It is said to يوم
Where do you come from? Washington State. Seattle.
Yeah, come on.
Nice to meet you. You are most welcome.
Big hole. 40 years ago or more. 40. He used to take our groups as the guidance.
All of them, all your people from Seattle?
No, East Coast.
East Coast. Where? Maine?
Yeah, Massachusetts, Connecticut, South Carolina.
You are most welcome. Okay. Welcome to the Holy Land.
Thank you.
Later, if you decide, after visiting the church, we will give you downtown prices, uptown goods.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Entering the church, one is immediately struck by the smell of the incense, rising like prayers, and the hundreds of mosaics, teaching the gospel story to the millions of pilgrims who come here, without deference to language or literacy. These are just a few. Originally built in 330 AD by Helena, mother of Constantine, was destroyed by the Persians in 614 AD, rebuilt again, and shortly thereafter destroyed by the Egyptian Caliph al-Hakim in 1009 AD. He hacked it down to the bedrock. It was rebuilt again by the Crusaders, and this is mostly what we see today. The church encompasses a rocky outcrop, which is believed to be Calvary or Golgotha, and the tomb of Christ. An edicule or building was built over the tomb to protect and preserve it. Archaeologists found a number of other tombs at this location, adding weight to the belief that this was a cemetery at the time of Christ. I find it difficult to imagine what this place looked like at the time of Christ. There is, however, an alternative garden tomb that helps me to see and understand what is most important to the believer. The tomb is empty.